What's good, gamers? This is your man T to the Tay here again to cover another installment of GameTake. Um, just want to appreciate you guys that's been keeping up with the videos. Um, subscribing to the videos and watching me up until this point. Just giving my opinion and my views of what's happening in the game world. I just want to thank y'all for that. Just do a recap. We've covered segments of arcade sticks and controllers, DOA and Tekken, um, the new Super Slim PS3, the whole Nintendo spill. We got into some things, but now I just want to go ahead and get into uh, an oldie but a goodie. Um, this this is probably the most talked about, if not the most talked about subject in the game world, and pretty sure that a lot of you know what it is. And if you don't, it's all good because this is what we're here for. You know what I mean? Um, but first and foremost, on the flip side, you know, uh, got myself a new chair. You know, I know that doesn't mean much, but it definitely means a lot to me, just far as comfort, because sitting here giving videos for uh, a certain length of time and something that's not too comfortable for you, you know, uh, it can get a little, it can get a little uncomfortable depending on how long you're sitting, but uh, feeling pretty good. Um, been up ripping and running since 6 this morning. I'm tired, but I decided to go ahead and just throw this video out there anyway because, uh, like I said before, this is what I do, so. Um, but getting into the subject at hand, um, again, the oldie but goodie, and I was actually reading uh, some articles to see if this topic was still being discussed. And surprisingly, it is. I mean, even in 2012, it's still being talked about. It's still going strong. And that is the PS3 versus the Xbox 360. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys have looked on YouTube and seen prior videos. You're probably going to watch this video and then go watch a video pertaining to the PS3 360 war or whatnot, and that's cool because again, this is an average topic. You know what I mean? Um, like I said, I was surprised, but yet I wasn't surprised because surprised at the fact that you know the Wii U is just around the corner, and you know that's trying very hard to compete with Sony and Microsoft, but not surprised because like I said, um, since 2006, the Microsoft Sony war began, and it's been talked about ever since on which is better. What would you go get as a consumer, and the whole nine. But again, I'm gonna throw my 2 cents in there. So here's my take on it. Um, if I had to say which one was just the overall better machine, personally, I would have to go with the PS3. I'm gonna get into why in a second, but let me just set the record straight that I've owned, you know, three Xbox 360s and one original Xbox. So I feel comfortable talking about this subject because I've had the pleasure of owning both systems. I'm not just sitting up here just being biased because I'm a PS3 man. No, I'm basically just, dissecting the two based off of what I know. And the 360 is a good system. I mean, I'm not gonna, sit up here and lie and say that it isn't, because it's a good machine. It has some pretty decent games. I mean, I was into the games that were on the 360. When Fable, was coming out, and um, sadly, I didn't play Halo like that. I know that's like the biggest thing on the 360, and but I never got into it. And I can admit that. I'm not tripping on that. I got the MK versus DC on there. Uh, I don't recommend playing that on a 360 based off of the control setup. The D-pad on the 360 controller, but that's neither here nor there. But um, the biggest problem I would have with a 360 is just the durability of the 360. It's not it doesn't have anything to do with graphics or the game exclusives or nothing of that nature. It's just the overall functionality of the game. I'm sorry, of the system, the overall functionality. And it has. I'm not sure about now, but the last time that I read up on it, um, it had a 50% failure rate. 50% failure rate for the 360. Of course, if you're a 360 owner or you know anything about 360, you're gonna know these four letters: YLOD. Yellow light of death. That was the acronym that was placed on the 360 because I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's PS3. I do apologize. Red ring of death. So RROD. Forgive me for that, guys. Like I said, I'm tired. I can afford to mess up. I'm human. But anyway, uh, RROD, red ring of death. That was the acronym that was associated with the 360. That was slapped on the 360 due to the failure rate. Um, and you had a lot of 360 owners who were not so pleased. You know what I mean? Um, so, like I said, I've had quite a few 360s, and to be honest with you, I've never had a problem with either one of them. I mean, I was quite satisfied, you know. But moving to the PS3, why I feel it's a better system is because just the overall capabilities of the machine. I mean, it's more durable. It has better games. You don't have to buy batteries or extra accessories for the controller. It comes with its own USB cord to charge the controller. Um, it, I mean, it has Blu-ray. I mean, these are things that you've heard time and time again about the PS3. You know, now if you want to go graphical wise, I would say that the PS3 would have slightly better graphics than the 360 because again, I try not to be biased, but I just try to be as real as I can because I've played games on both the PS3 and the 360. um with the exclusives for the PS3, it just blows anything you can think of out there. I mean, the Uncharted series, God of War, Infamous. You have these games that just look incredible on the PS3, basically just displaying the overall power of the PS3. That's something that the 360 um, cannot match up to as far as graphic wise. But at the same time, 360 does have good graphics. I mean, we've seen Halo. Uh, there's Gears of War. I mean, there's definitely power in the 360, but you know, I would say it's uh, more on competition level dealing with graphics. If we talk about uh, multi-platform games like the Assassin's Creed series or Mass Effect, things of that nature. I mean, I would say that it could, you know, get on the same level as PS3 as far as graphic wise, but as far as the exclusives, you know, I'm sorry, but I have to give that one to the PS3. Um, and we pretty much are already going to have our opinions on how we feel about this particular subject. That's why uh, I'm not gonna keep going into why I feel the PS3 is just better because you know I just I just know what I know at this point for myself. But you know what? To be honest with you guys, at the end of the day, it is going to be about preference. It's going to be about what you want. Now, you've heard a lot about the online features for the PS3 and the 360. I mean, you have PSN and then you have Xbox Live. To be honest with you, I don't have a whole lot of experience dealing with Xbox Live, but I know dealing with PSN, I'm very satisfied. Uh, of course, it's free. I mean, hey, I mean, who wouldn't feel free wouldn't sound good. I mean, free is a beautiful word. If we can hear it more often, the more the merrier. But um, I hear often that the 360 produces, better online features than Sony. And again, it's all good, but at the same time, if you feel like paying $50 or $60 a month, whatever it is now, then hey, be my guest. I mean, hey, that's your bread. You slice it how you like. You know what I mean? Um, but like I said, at the end of the day, it is going to be about preference. But as far as myself, if you ask me what would you recommend, I would say, you know what? I would recommend you get a PS3 because this, and that. But it's your money. Hey, spend it how you like. Again, you got to know what you want, got to know what you're looking for, and what's going to satisfy you at the end of the day. Anyway, guys, that's my time. I appreciate you checking me out once again. Subscribe to the videos, and I'm going to holler at y'all once again. I'm out. One love.